Have you ever reached the end of a long day and felt tired, not just in your body, but in your mind? You were busy. You answered messages. You moved from one task to another. You stayed active all day. And yet, when the day ended, something felt strange. You felt like nothing really moved forward. Think about this for a moment. You are doing many things, but are you going somewhere?
This story is for you if your days are full, but your progress feels empty. Take a slow breath.
Let's begin. Imagine a person like you. They wake up early. The alarm rings. They check their phone before getting out of bed. Messages,
Notifications. A quick look at social media.
already the mind feels busy. They get ready fast.
Breakfast is rushed. Thoughts are already running ahead of the body.
What do I need to do today? What did I forget yesterday? What will happen next week? The day has not started, but the mind is already tired. On the way to work, they feel busy again. They think about plans.
They think about problems. They think about money, time, and expectations.
Everything feels important. Everything feels urgent. And that is where the story begins. During the day, this person does many things. They reply to emails. They attend meetings. They talk to people. They solve small problems. From the outside, they look productive. They look responsible. They look active. But inside, something feels off. There is a quiet feeling that says, I am moving, but not advancing. Have you ever felt that? You are not lazy. You are not careless. You are trying.
But effort alone does not always create progress. Sometimes, movement is just movement.
Pause here for a second. Think about your own day. Are you busy, or are you building something? Here is the quiet trap many people fall into. They confuse being busy with moving forward. Busy feels safe. Busy feels useful. Busy feels like progress. But busy can also hide direction. When you are busy all day, you don't have time to ask deeper questions. Questions like, why am I doing this? Where is this leading me? What actually matters? Being busy can protect you from discomfort. It keeps your mind occupied. But it can also keep you stuck. Think about that. Sometimes we stay busy to avoid stopping. One evening, the person in our story comes home. They sit down. The house is quiet. The noise of the day slowly fades. And then the feeling arrives. A heavy feeling, not sadness, not anger, just emptiness. They think, I worked all day, so why do I feel like I did nothing important? This is not a loud thought. It is a soft one, but it is powerful because it tells the truth. This feeling is very common today. Life moves fast. Technology moves faster. Everyone expects quick replies and fast results. So people stay busy to keep up. They fill their days with tasks, but forget to design their direction. When everything feels urgent, nothing feels meaningful. And when nothing feels meaningful, motivation slowly disappears. Not suddenly. Quietly. Let's slow down and notice the language here. Words like busy, tired, rushed, stuck, moving, nowhere. These are simple words, but they describe deep feelings. You don't need complex language to explain life. Simple words are enough when the idea is clear, and clarity begins with awareness. One day, the person asks themselves a new question. Not a big question, not a dramatic one. Just a calm, honest question. What am I actually working toward? Not today. Not this week. But in general, this question feels uncomfortable. So many people avoid it. But asking this question is not a problem. Avoiding it is. Sit with this question for a moment. What are you working toward? Here is an important idea. A full day is not the same as a focused day. A full day has many tasks.
A focused day has clear intention. A full day drains energy.
A focused day directs energy. You can be busy for years and still feel the same. But one focused decision can slowly change everything. This is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters.
The person in our story does not quit their job. They do not change their life overnight. They simply notice something new. They notice how often they react instead of choose.
They react to messages. They react to problems.
They react to other people's needs.
But they rarely choose their own direction. This realization is calm, not emotional, but it is honest. And honesty is the beginning of progress. In the next part of this story, we will explore what happens when someone stops living on reaction and starts living with intention. We will talk about small shifts, realistic shifts, quiet changes that actually work. Stay with me. The person does not change everything at once. They start small. One morning, before checking their phone, they sit quietly for 1 minute. Just one. No thinking. No planning. Just breathing. This minute feels strange at first, but it creates space. And in that space, something appears. Awareness. Later that day, they write one simple sentence. This month, I want to improve one thing. Not 10 things. Not everything. Just one. This sentence is not perfect, but it is clear. And clarity is more powerful than motivation. When you know where you are going, you don't need to rush. Slowly, the person starts noticing patterns. They notice tasks that feel urgent but unimportant. They notice habits that fill time but add no value. They don't remove everything. They just become selective. Being selective feels uncomfortable at first, because saying no creates silence. And silence can feel scary, but silence is also where thinking happens. Something interesting begins to change. The days are still busy, but the feeling is different. At night, the person feels tired but satisfied, not because they did more, but because they did something aligned. Progress feels quiet. It does not shout, it whispers. If you are listening to this right now, you might see yourself in this story. You might feel busy. You might feel tired. You might feel like time is moving fast. This does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. But here is a gentle reminder. Activity without direction leads to exhaustion. Direction without pressure leads to growth. You don't need to escape your life. You just need to steer it. Let's pause and reflect together. Instead of asking, "What do I need to do today?" try asking, "What is one thing today that supports my future?" Instead of saying, "I don't have time," try saying, "I haven't chosen this yet." Language shapes thinking, and thinking shapes action. This is important to understand. Real progress often feels boring. It does not feel exciting. It does not feel dramatic. It feels consistent. Quiet work, repeated actions, small improvements. If you are waiting to feel progress, you may wait forever. Progress is something you notice later. When you know your direction, You move differently. You don't rush as much. You don't panic as easily. You don't compare constantly, because comparison fades when purpose becomes clear. You stop asking, "Am I doing enough?" and start asking, "Am I doing what matters?" Let's slow down for a final moment. Think about your last week. Where did your time go? Where did your energy go? Now think about this week.
What is one small direction you can choose? Not a promise, not a goal,
Just a direction. That is enough. Being busy is not a problem.
Being busy without direction is. You don't need a new life.
You need a clearer one. Listen to this story again if you want. Not to feel motivated, but to feel aware. And today, choose one step that leads somewhere, even slowly.